The Galactic Council chamber was larger than any human city. Tall crystal walls glowed with soft blue light. Hundreds of alien leaders sat in floating seats arranged in a great circle. Different shapes, different colors, different worlds. And at the very center stood one human, Ambassador Daniel Hale. Above him, a massive holographic screen flickered to life. Symbols appeared. Votes were being counted. The chamber was silent. Then the final result flashed across the air. Earth, membership terminated. A low sound spread through the hall. Not shock, satisfaction. The accusations had already been spoken many times before this day. Humans were too aggressive, too unpredictable, too dangerous. They came from a death world filled with storms, predators, disease, and constant conflict. A species born in chaos could not be trusted with galactic peace. Several alien leaders nodded as if a great problem had finally been solved. Earth was now banned from all major trade routes, all shared stargates, all advanced technology exchanges, all travel beyond the Sol system. In one vote, humanity had been pushed back into isolation. Some council members expected anger, others expected fear. A few hoped the human would beg, but Hale did none of those things. He stood still, hands behind his back. His face was calm, too calm. One tall, silver-skinned counselor leaned forward. "Does Earth wish to appeal?" it asked. Hale looked slowly around the chamber. Hundreds of eyes stared back at him. Not one showed sympathy. For a brief second, the room felt heavy, like the air before a storm. Then Hale spoke. His voice was quiet but clear. "You mistake restraint for weakness." There was a pause, then laughter. Some mocked openly, others whispered to each other. A few simply shook their heads. To them, the human sounded proud even in defeat. Security drones floated toward him. "Ambassador, you will be escorted from Council space," a mechanical voice announced. Hale nodded once. No resistance. As he turned, he tapped a small device hidden in his sleeve. A coded transmission shot silently across space. Destination, Earth. Message, Protocol Iron Dawn is now active. Far away, deep inside Earth's Defense Command, red lights began to glow. Hidden stations powered on, encrypted networks unlocked. Old plans, long prepared, moved into final phase. Back in the council chamber, the doors closed behind the last human representative. The alien leaders believed they had removed a threat. They believed Earth would now struggle alone. They believed humanity had just been humbled. None of them noticed the faint smile that had appeared on Hale's face as he left. Because this vote had not surprised Earth. It had confirmed something, and humanity had been ready, very ready. The stars outside the chamber shimmered quietly. The galaxy thought it had silenced Earth. It had no idea it had just woken it up. The galaxy believed Earth was isolated and weak. They were wrong. For 20 years, humanity had prepared for this exact moment. Long before the vote, human leaders had studied the council. They had listened carefully to every speech, every insult hidden behind polite words. They understood something important. The galaxy did not trust them, and fear always leads to rejection. So humans did not argue. They did not threaten. They did not protest. They built, quietly. On the far side of the moon, where no council satellites could see, massive construction platforms floated in silence. From a distance, they looked like harmless research stations. Up close, they were something very different. Shipyards. In the asteroid belt, Automated machines drilled rock and metal day and night. No signals were sent outside the Sol system. No reports were shared. The factories were controlled by advanced AI systems that worked without rest. Near Jupiter, deep inside radiation storms that blocked long-range scans, something even larger took shape. Fleets. Not small patrol ships, not trade escorts, but massive defensive warships built with one purpose: to protect Earth at any cost. Human engineers did not call them war fleets. They called them shield fleets. Every ship was designed for speed, for power, for survival. Earth never planned to conquer the galaxy, but they refused to kneel. When Ambassador Hale sent the signal, Protocol Iron Dawn is now active, everything changed. Across the solar system, hidden systems came alive. On the moon, dark shipyards lit up with blue engine light. In the asteroid belt, hundreds of completed vessels powered online at the same time. Near Jupiter, giant carriers activated long silent reactors. Deep space relays flashed as secure communication networks unlocked. Within minutes, Sol system defense grids expanded outward. Every known jump gate near human territory was targeted. Every entry path was monitored. Weapons systems aligned. But Earth did not fire. They did not threaten. They did not protest. They built. Quietly. From outside the system, alien observers began to notice strange readings. Energy spikes, unknown signals, fleets appearing on scanners where nothing had existed before. Reports were sent to the Galactic Council. Human military activity increasing. Unregistered fleets detected. Sol system now heavily fortified. At first, the Council dismissed it. They believed Earth was panicking. Then they saw the numbers, the scale, the organization. This was not panic. This was preparation. Trade ships approaching Sol were stopped at the edge of the system. A calm message was transmitted. Sol space is under Sovereign Defense Protocol. Entry is restricted. No anger, no emotion, just certainty. The galaxy began to worry, because Earth had not begged. Earth had not collapsed. Earth had locked its borders with strength no one expected. And for the first time, the Council wondered a dangerous question. Had they just pushed the wrong species too far? The stars around Sol burned quietly, waiting.
Months passed after Earth was voted out. At first, the galaxy felt proud. They believed they had removed a dangerous species. They believed peace would be easier without humans. But slowly, small problems began to grow. Trade routes that once passed through the Sol system became longer and more expensive. Ships had to travel around human space, adding weeks to their journeys. Rare minerals from the asteroid belt stopped flowing into galactic markets. Those minerals had powered engines, shields, and advanced machines across dozens of worlds. Prices increased. Factories slowed down. Outer colonies began to suffer. Medical supplies ran low. Energy grids struggled. Construction projects stopped halfway. Whispers spread through the stars. Maybe removing Earth had been a mistake. At the edges of civilized space, pirate groups saw opportunity. Without Earth's patrol ships nearby, trade lanes became dangerous. Small empires fought each other over resources once supplied by humans. Chaos slowly replaced order. And then came the first real mistake. A minor alien empire, proud and eager to prove its strength, made a bold decision. They believed Earth was isolated and weak, cut off from allies, surrounded by enemies. They saw Sol as easy territory. Their fleet was not small, Dozens of warships moved together in tight formation, heavy cruisers in front, destroyers behind, carrier ships in the center. They crossed into the outer edge of Sol's space. Immediately, human satellites detected them. A simple message was sent from Earth. "You are entering restricted territory. Turn back immediately." The alien commander laughed. He believed the Council's vote gave him authority. His fleet transmitted a reply. "By Council decree, this system is now under supervision." They moved forward, closer to Mars' orbit, closer to Earth. There was no second warning. High above the plane of the solar system, hidden defense satellites shifted slightly. Their surfaces opened like metal flowers. They fired. Only once. A single pulse of white light flashed across the darkness. It was silent. It was instant. In less than 3 seconds, the invading fleet disappeared. Not damaged, not disabled, gone. Ships broke apart at the atomic level. Reactors collapsed inward. Escape pods never launched. There were no survivors. The debris field drifted quietly, glowing for a few seconds before fading into cold dust. Across the galaxy, sensors recorded the event. Shock spread faster than light through communication networks. The Galactic Council watched the footage in silence. Then Earth transmitted a new message to every major system. The signal was calm, clear, steady. Sol space is sovereign territory. Entry will be considered an act of war. No insults, no threats, just fact. For the first time since the vote, the galaxy did not laugh at humanity. They did not call them aggressive. They did not call them dangerous. They called them something else, prepared. And for the first time, the galaxy felt fear. The reports spread across the galaxy faster than any ship could travel. At first, they were rumors. Then they became confirmed data. Earth was not weak. Earth had been holding back. Long-range scans from neutral systems revealed shocking images. Thousands of human warships were now visible across the Sol system. Some guarded Earth, some patrolled near Mars, others floated silently near the asteroid belt and Jupiter. They were not old designs. They were new, sleek, dark, powerful. Their energy signatures were stronger than most known galactic fleets. Weapons analysis shocked even the most experienced military leaders. Human cannons used focused particle beams that could cut through heavy armor in seconds. Their shield systems adapted in real time, changing frequency to block incoming attacks. Even their engines were different, faster, more efficient, harder to track. The Galactic Council watched the data in disbelief. "How did this happen?" one council member asked. Another answered quietly. They were preparing. And then they realized something worse. Earth had improved faster after being banned. For years, the Council had restricted human research. Certain weapons were not allowed. Certain drive systems were limited. Certain AI developments were monitored. Now, those limits were gone. Without galactic laws controlling them, human innovation exploded. On Earth, factories worked night and day. New drives allowed ships to move in ways that confused enemy scanners. New shields repaired themselves during battle. New communication systems could not be intercepted. Humans had not wasted their isolation. They had used it. Meanwhile, outside Sol space, the galaxy began to suffer. Trade shortages grew worse. Worlds that depended on human minerals struggled to power their cities. Fuel prices doubled. Some colonies faced blackouts. Small border wars increased between rival species fighting over resources. Pirates grew bolder.
Without human patrol ships near key trade lanes, criminal fleets attacked more often. Stability across several sectors began to collapse. Slowly, a difficult truth became clear. Humanity did not need the galaxy, but the galaxy needed humanity. The council chamber filled once again, but this time the mood was different. No laughter, no pride, only tension. Military advisors warned that attacking Earth directly would be catastrophic. The destruction of the minor empire's fleet was still fresh in everyone's memory. If Sol could erase one fleet so easily, what would happen in a full war? Finally, after days of debate, the council reached a decision. They would request a meeting, not to punish, not to command, to negotiate. A formal transmission was prepared and sent toward Earth. For the first time since the vote, the Galactic Council waited for humanity's answer. The Galactic Council chamber filled once again, but this time the atmosphere was different. No one whispered, no one laughed, no one looked confident. At the center of the chamber stood Ambassador Daniel Hale, but he was not alone. Behind him, massive holograms lit up the air. Rows of human warships appeared in perfect formation, carriers the size of cities, sleek destroyers glowing with blue energy, defense platforms surrounding the Sol system like an unbreakable wall. Calm, silent, unstoppable. The alien leaders stared at the display. They now understood the truth. Earth had not acted out of anger. Earth had acted out of patience. The High Counselor spoke first. The Council acknowledges that the previous decision regarding Earth may have been premature. The word echoed awkwardly through the chamber. We formally invite humanity to return as a full member of the Galactic Council. A long silence followed. Every eye turned to Hale. This was the moment they expected Earth to accept, to forgive, to rejoin peacefully. Hale looked around the chamber slowly. Then he shook his head. We are not returning as members. The chamber froze. Shock moved across alien faces. Some shifted nervously in their seats. Hale continued, his voice steady and calm. You voted us out because you feared what we could become. He gestured toward the fleet holograms behind him. Now you will deal with what we are. The room felt smaller. Humanity did not shout. They did not threaten. They simply stated facts. Hale activated another display. New terms appeared in clear text. Humanity's conditions were simple. Earth would remain fully independent. No council laws would control human research or military development. All trade with Earth would operate under human protection and human rules. Any attack on Sol space would result in immediate and overwhelming retaliation. The message was clear. Earth would not kneel again. The council members exchanged worried looks. They had little choice. The balance of power had shifted. Rejecting these terms could mean war, and no one in that chamber wanted to test human strength again. After a long and heavy silence, the High Counselor lowered his head slightly. The Council accepts these terms. For the first time in history, the Galactic Council did not lead the agreement. They followed it. Hale gave a small nod. Then we understand each other. The holograms faded. The human fleet disappeared from view, but everyone in the chamber knew it was still there, watching, ready. As Hale turned to leave, he paused at the doorway. Without looking back, he spoke one final sentence. Earth was never meant to be ruled by the stars. He stepped through the doors. They were meant to stand beside them. The chamber doors closed. Across the galaxy, a new reality settled in. Humanity had been voted out of the stars, but in the end, they became the power that shaped them.